Hey, it's Betwixtmas. It's that strange time of year when we don't know what day it is, what month it is, what year it is. So we are definitely in that zone, that twilight zone of Betwixtmas. And good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I believe it's Sunday. I believe it's Sunday, the 29th of December. So, how are you all? How is everybody? How have you survived the merry festive season? Oh, hi, Janice. Good to see you here. And it's good to see all of my stalwarts here so early on. I have a cup of ginger tea here, and this has the lovely words in it which says, "Friends are like flowers, they brighten your day." And that's how I feel about my lovely soul fam. So just need that to cool down a bit. So we have actually got quite an active week astrologically. So I'm going to whiz through the astrology, try and keep an eye on the live chat, answer any questions that you may have. And I'm going to also give you, of course, a word for the week. And of course, we really are. I'm going to give you the last 2 to 3 days of 2024, and then the first few days of 2025. Technical point at this point, if the sound is dodgy, I don't know why. On the last one, it was dodgy for about the first 4 to 5 minutes. If you're watching this on playback, persevere or move the cursor on a bit as it seems to settle down further into the video. And the same goes for the image. Remember, it may not be great tonight because we are in Betwixtmas, which means a lot of people are going to be using their internet to download and view films. Hey, Annabelle, good to see you. Hello, Parry. Ah, yes, Parry, definitely a Twilight Zone feeling. Yes, be present with love and gratitude. I absolutely adhere to that. Let's crack on with the astrology for the week because it really is quite a week, which is extraordinary considering some weeks I go, well, the moon's in Capricorn or the moon's here or this is that. And actually, hi, Wishing Pool. Good to see you here. Wishing Pool Tarot. We're going to have to get you to do a tarot card for us, I think. I want a tarot card for me, please. And I'm going to do a tarot card for the week ahead, as well as our word for the week with our quotes for the week. So, hi, Poonam. Good to see you here. Okay, Wishing Pool, you're on. I also want to say thank you to Laura Tripp if she's watching, because she gave me a really excellent tip on how to perhaps nab my final pussycat that I have to get to the vet for his mandatory jabs due to him moving country next year. Yes, I am making a big announcement. I am returning to the UK, the United Kingdom, next year. That is the intention, unless the cosmos has a different idea for me. That is my current intention. So I'm at the moment in the process of making the plans to bring that into manifestation. And what better way than tomorrow, with tomorrow's new moon in Capricorn, structure, putting things in place, doing everything, but I'm going to come to that in a minute. So hello, Cosmic BL. Good to see you here. Yes, seatbelt fastened, seat in the upright position. Absolutely, Jim. We need to just absolutely get cracking here and go on. Today, the 29th of December, Chiron, our inner wound, that wounded part of ourselves that somehow never heals, turns direct in Aries. It's been in Aries forever and will continue to be in Aries for a long time. I'm not exactly sure of the exact amount of time it will remain in Aries, but it is you know, it's a difficult sign to be in because Aries can be about the body. And with Chiron here, it can be about issues and problems with the physicality. So with Chiron going direct today, I see this as actually a very good symbol, because I think if you've been having any health issues over the last few months, this is an opportunity now going forward for things to get ironed out, for things to get smoothed down. So yes, thank you, Suzanne. I am moving. We all have to move at some time. It's really good. By the way, different lamp behind me, because in trying to trap Lord Ignatius Fluffball, also known as Iggy yesterday, my ginger lovely fluffball, it was a little bit like a scene from Simon's Cat. It was a disaster zone in here because we failed. Me and Sarah failed to entrap Iggy to take him to the vet. He's the last cat standing for his cat passport. And I've had lots of comments with people about giving jabs to cats. I absolutely understand where you're coming from. It's mandatory in Europe to have cats jabbed against rabies, because at the moment the islands of Europe are rabies free. So if you're going from Europe, which I am, to an island which is England, cats have to be jabbed. So I just want to add that. Yes, thank you, Annabelle. Please send the vortex for us to get Iggy into the, because this over here, my beautiful orange light, was the casualty of yesterday. It went flying along with candlesticks, everything. You wouldn't believe. If only I had had a video camera running, because my poor lamp is broke. My poor lamp, and I don't think it can be fixed. I will see if I can get a new one, because I rather like that one. So we have this one in place at the moment. Yes, Janice, medical things in general will start to move forward. The ball will be rolling because Chiron is direct. And in the event chart, it goes direct at 19 degrees. Now, if any of you are people with Chiron in Aries, so you'd be around 50-ish, that would be your kind of age group. Yes, Annabelle, of course, we will meet up, I have no doubt. And so it means that you're being let off the hook a bit with Chiron going direct, because people who are on their Chiron return are being encouraged and almost pushed into having to look at physical issues, but also psychological ones. So it really has been quite a tough time for people in their early 50s who have Chiron in Aries natally. So I know, Andy, I love my orange light, but I'm going to go back to the same place that I bought it in town here in Gozo, and see if they have another one or can order me one. I'll take a picture of it and go in there and ask, because it's a beautiful lamp, and it was just an accident. It was a silly accident. And now the cats are running around like absolute maniacs. They're getting all overexcited. I fed them, and I thought they would settle down, but clearly not. So Chiron direct today. What else is happening today? What we have to mention, because you need to be aware of this Saturn-Jupiter square. We are still in this energy, and it's going to last for many months on and off. Now, remember, Saturn constricts everything, contracts, puts boundaries, borders, solidity. It's about timing. Jupiter is, hey, let's get out there. Let's have fun. Let's all, let's expand all this wonderful airy energy in Gemini and overthink. Let's all overthink for Christmas. Let's all overthink for New Year. And Saturn is saying, not a good idea. Whoa, 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 slow down and take it easy. So what I want to say with this Saturn-Jupiter energy is, in all seriousness, because we are coming up to the Mars-Pluto opposition at the end of the week, which is on the 3rd, this can be a difficult time for relationships of any description, whether it's a friendship, a close partnership, a close love relationship, your husband, your wife, your partner, a business partner. It's a tough time. It's always tough around this festive time of year anyway. It can bring up a lot of issues for people in relationships because we're all thrown together in a kind of great big kind of tumble dryer of things going on, and we're with people we don't necessarily want to be with, and it causes all the sludge from the bottom of the muddy pond to start rising to the surface. So some of you may find that you have people leaving your life around this time. And what I want to say is, if they want to go, let them go. If you need to leave someone's life, you have permission to go. You don't have to justify your reason. You just go. And it's tough. It's hard. And yes, Andy, it is Parry, sorry, it's part of our journey. And it can bring up tough lessons, this friendship thing, because I think sometimes we think friends are with us forever. And it's, you know, it's just tough. And I'm going through it myself, which is probably why it's foremost in my mind. And, you know, a dear friend has chosen to not be in contact with me anymore. And I respect this friend's wishes. I also want to wish this friend a happy birthday because it's their birthday today, just in case that person may be watching or may watch. And it's hard, it's painful, it's caused tears, but I respect this person's wishes. And we can't always be everything to everyone. So I just wanted to sort of bring that in because some of you may be going through that. And the Mars-Pluto at the end of the week could certainly bring that sort of tension into friendships and relationships. Hi, Ravina, good to see you here. And I saw one of you said, I don't know whether it was Annabelle, that you'd broken a Chinese teapot. No. Oh, gosh. But, you know, what goes now is meant to go. Let it go. And that goes for people in our lives. Joycey, good to see you. Sil, yeah, thank you, Sil. It goes with the territory, and it's just sometimes these things happen. Hi, Liz the Iron Maiden. Good afternoon from Scotland. It's good to have you here. I'm so glad they're helpful, Liz. I really appreciate that. And you know what else we've got going on today, which is really quite interesting? The moon in Sagittarius, which is coming up, of course, to be new tomorrow, and I'm going to talk about that, is making a lovely sextile today to Venus. So the overall energy, right kind of now and over the next few hours, is really helpful, exciting, adventurous. You can have some interesting communications with people, maybe heal wounds in friendships and relationships, because maybe the Chiron direct is also about the healing that needs to take place in friendships where perhaps one has got distance and one feels misunderstood. Let's put it that way. Annabelle, yes. Oh, it is so difficult. And okay, I'm just reading what you're saying. And she's very jealous and controlling. Oh, no, Sil, commercials. I'm so sorry. I think what I was saying is that the moon in Sagittarius is making a really helpful, really lovely, lucky, positive sextile to Venus, giving us a boost of adventurous kind of abilities to communicate our feelings to people we love and care about. So that is something that is kind of nice to know. Hi, Laura. Hi, good to talk to you earlier. And thank you for the tip about getting Lord Ignatius Iggy Fluffball to the vet. So I will try that. Yeah, such a year. It has been such a year for many, many people still in many, many different ways. And I think we're on a timeline where there are two ways to go. We either go down the path of fear, of anxiety, of fearing that the worst will happen. And on that note, I just want to mention the horror and shock I'm sure you and many of us woke up to this morning to see the very sad tragedy of the unfortunate air accident that happened in South Korea earlier today. And my condolences and feelings of love go to the people who have been lost in this disaster, and also to the relatives and friends who are now grieving. It sounds like a horrible, horrible kind of accident that is just one of those freak things. But, you know, the first thought that I had when I saw that it was happening was that this could be something to do with the Mars-Pluto opposition energy building, because Pluto is in Aquarius. Aquarius is an air sign about aviation. It can be about endings, death. Mars in Leo, it's combustible, it's combustion, it's energy, fire going everywhere. And what I want to say is, on a personal level, do not fall into that energy of that timeline. Pull yourself back up out of it. Flip it into a positive. Spoiler alert, I've recorded an astrobite this afternoon, and it will be all about the Pluto-Mars opposition this Friday, the 3rd. So that will be up at something like midnight Central European time on my channel. And I go into a lot of depth in that astrobite about relationships and flipping the energy into something positive to empower us to move forward with this energy and not be a pawn of the cosmos. Remember, the energy in astrology, it has a neutrality that we can get caught into the shadowy dark side of, or we can say, no, not going to do that. I'm going to lift my energy onto a higher vibration, and I'm going to turn this into a positive. So think about that. And I talk about it in the astrobite that'll be out on Friday. Tomorrow, we have the second of 2 new moons in a calendar month, and it's in Capricorn. Now, what's so super interesting is when you have 2 new moons in a calendar month, they're known as a black moon. Don't see this as something negative. I've gone into the energy in depth in my new moon video in Capricorn, which is up on my channel. It's been up for 2 or 3 days now. So check that out, because I do go into it in quite a bit of depth, and how it affects relationships as well, and also our attitude to things. Because remember, Capricorn is about structure. We can restructure friendships and relationships into a form that takes us forwards. It doesn't have to take us to endings. It can take us forward to new beginnings. And remember, this new moon is like a double whammy, because it's like it's 2 new moons in one. And it's at 9 degrees and 43 minutes. And if those degrees sound familiar, they are, because we've had about 2 or 3 new moons all at the same degree of their respective sign, which is just an interesting piece of synchronicity. So Maggie, you've been listening to mindfulness and listening to Alan Watts. Yes, mindfulness is super helpful. Anyone that gets into mindfulness, it helps you stay in the present moment. It helps you to respond to situations and not react. And that is one of the difficulties that we get into when something happens that shocks us, like with my friend who shocked me with a message of not wanting our friendship to continue. So it would have been very easy to fall into a knee-jerk reaction of answering with an angry tone. And I went, no, I will just step back from this. This person has their reasons. I will just choose to respect their reasons. I will stay in my integrity, authenticity, and power. Because for whatever it is their reasons are, it's probably actually nothing to do with me. And I think that's a really important point for all of us to remember about relationships when they reach a point of no return. It's usually nothing about you. It's actually everything about the other person. Sometimes people actually say that. They go, oh, it's not you, it's not you, it's me, it's me, it's me. Actually, probably listen to them. It probably is. And maybe, as the title of the book says, which I think is worth being reminded of, they're just not that into you. That's a hard one to swallow. They're just not that into you. But sometimes we are into someone and then that changes, but it's still not personally about you. So this new moon in Capricorn is full of hope as it comes on the eve of New Year, because it's the 30th tomorrow. So it's coming on the eve of the new year. Great, Andy. That's what you tell Ruby when it happens to friends. It's not about you. It's what's going on with them. It's a hard lesson. But if you are strong in your sense of self and know yourself well and can reflect positively about the experiences you've had with whoever the person is, and you know that there have been many times when it has been brilliant, good, fun, full of laughter, full of self-discovery, then it's about accepting that sometimes things and people just change and it's not necessarily personal. So I'm just reading what Annabelle's written about the destiny of being a mother. Yes, I think that's really interesting because, you know, I wanted to be a mum, but it didn't happen for me personally. And, you know, like many women, I went through a period of great anguish and anxiety and loss about that. But then, of course, I discovered that this is what I'm about. I'm a mother to all, so to speak. Hey, Liz Iron Maiden, you lovely person, you sweetie. Liz has just made a donation to the channel. I really appreciate it. I don't ask for it, I don't look for it, but I really appreciate when you donate because it can go towards Iggy's vet bill, and that would be money well spent. Now, I'm now getting really hot, which means my energy is building up. So I'm going to move on to the next chart that I've got, because I'm not going to go on about the new moon tomorrow. Just to say, dark moon does not necessarily mean it's dark, or black moon rather does not necessarily mean it's bad. Black moon just means there are 2 new moons in a calendar month. And actually, I think it intensifies the energy of manifestation. I see it as something incredibly positive. So be excited over the next 48 hours as we move into this new moon in Capricorn energy, which is happening tomorrow night or tomorrow morning if you are on the west coast of the United States and Canada. So let's move on to New Year's Eve. Are we going out for New Year's Eve? I think more and more people are choosing to stay home. So what's this about Shirley's dog? Shirley, you have a dog at the vet's. Oh, Shirley, sending healing and love to your dog, and I hope your dog is all right. I really do. I absolutely understand from the bottom of my heart what it feels like when we have one of our fur babies unwell. It is, oh, so full of anxiety. It is just killing, isn't it? It's absolutely awful. So I love that, Andy, that being a mum has changed how you teach, how you value your service to the world. That is just beautiful. New Year's Eve is your anniversary, and after the magic of December, you're tired. We never celebrate. I'm not doing anything either. First of all, because it's like taking your life into your own hands to go on the roads in Gozo on New Year's Eve, whether you're in a taxi or driving yourself. So it's just a no-no. So Sarah went to Malta today, bless her, and she's bought some goodies and food and thing, and we're going to cook here and just have a night and watch a silly film on television. That's our planner. I can assure you I will not be up at midnight because I just get too tired. So so what are you saying, Parry? All we can do with the cruelty and corruption in this world is to not let it diminish our strength and resilience. If we can help. Yeah, you're right, Parry. But try, Parry, not to get caught into that negativity of even thinking those things or being in that frequency or energy. Although I acknowledge and accept that we have to acknowledge the energy of the shadow, because if we don't let the shadow side out, it will come out and trip us up. So it's always very important to absolutely honor the shadow and express it in whatever way you can, whether it's writing it down how you feel, whether it's talking to a trusted friend and letting out all the shadowy bits and the shadowy thoughts and the shadowy speech, because we cannot be light and sparkles all the time. It is not humanly possible. What's this, Joey? Your daughter is moving back home, traveling from Oregon to Arizona, driving home. Wow, fantastic. Thank you, Parry. Yes, I agree. Oh, I love that she's coming home. That is beautiful. 31st of December, Mercury, our planet of communication, is trine direct Chiron. You know what I think this is about? Mercury is the planet of communication. Chiron is all about our inner wounds, and it's now direct in Aries. This is about you can have some really helpful healing discussions with people in your life where there is a little bit of anxiety, angst, separation, difficulty, any friendship, relationships that has issues that need to be resolved. Wow, New Year's Eve, great time. Sit down with whatever it is that you like to treat yourself to on a New Year's Eve. Many people now don't, avoid alcohol altogether. I'm more or less there myself. I hardly touch alcohol at all. Not because I've chosen to, just because I seem to have drifted away from it, interestingly. And I feel better for it. So, it's an interesting thing. And I think it's also about habit. And I think that we're going to see, as we move into 2025, people in general are going to be choosing much healthier options for what they actually ingest, be it alcohol, food, what they watch, what they listen to, what they actually allow their energetic field to incorporate, because I think there is going to be a need for people to, we are going to be waking up to the fact that sugar, for instance, is so bad for us on every level in whatever form it comes. And sugar is so hidden in so many things. We are going to be choosing consciously to avoid anything that has sugar. I think it's going to help with the raising of our frequency so that we can all get to this stage, this frequency level where we are going to be able to absolutely connect with these non-physical entities and allow them to teach us and guide us and show us the way. And with food, I think we're going to be much more selective and creative about how we choose to ingest food, so that we will choose less to go for the rubbish fill you up kind of fast food. Sorry, fast food, organizations, but I think your lifespan could end over the next 20 years because it is so bad for one's health and it causes early mortality. And I think that has to do. Yeah, Parry, alcohol is a depressing thing. Sugar is a huge poison. Absolutely. And Tiffany, you're saying you've also drifted away from alcohol, started in the middle of 2020. You've had a drink here and there. And then, of course, you haven't got a drink since you got pregnant and had your baby. Yeah, I know. I stopped fully before I had my surgery because I wanted my body to be in a good state to have the surgery. But I've allowed myself to have 1 or 2 drinks over Christmas. Could I have gone without them? Yeah, I guess so. Did they affect me not much? Not really. Did I enjoy them? Actually, yes, I did. But really, what it is more than the alcohol, I think it was still the addiction to sugar. And that's the big thing for me that I've really got to work on, is to break the addiction to sugar. So New Year's Eve is going to be a really good time to have conversations with loved ones to heal things that aren't right. It really is a good day and evening for some lovely conversations that heal. And it's interesting because the next day, New Year's Day, which of course is the 1st of January, 2025. Annabelle, wow, thank you, my love. Oh, bless you. Annabelle has also donated something for Iggy's vet bill. Yeah, it's a bit pricey getting 5 cat passports, I can tell you. But thank you so much. I really appreciate. Thank you. On January the 1st, Mercury, still our planet of communication, is sextiling Lilith. So I think this is my feeling, is if the physical side of your relationship has not been great recently, it'll steam up on New Year's Day. Just saying. Because Lilith, she's a wicked little person, isn't she? And she likes to have fun. And Mercury is a way of communicating. And I think this is a way of, and in all seriousness, communicating sensually. Now, that can be, of course, with words, but it can also be hugs, just a touch, just a, hand on the arm. You okay? Can I make you a cup of tea? These kind of things. And there are a lot of you out there, like myself, who live alone. We don't get physical contact. We don't get touched. And it's something we sadly get used to, because it's actually terribly necessary to have physical intimacy. And I'm not talking about sex in that sense. I'm talking about just the physical intimacy that comes from a good relationship. And I really feel that this is something that all of us could try and work. And I think the problem was COVID forced us all apart. We're all so terrified to give each other hugs or to shake hands or any of that. It was all this fist bumps or elbow bumps. And, maybe we need to start hugging again and actually rebuild our immune systems to cope with whatever comes our way. Because if we're trying to keep ourselves pure, we're not actually building up our immune system to a state where it can defend itself against all these little nasty bugs and viruses and everything. So that's why cats are so much needed, Sil. Absolutely. Oxytocin. Yes, I had a wonderful cuddle with Lord Ignatius Fluffball, aka Iggy, today, because I was really working hard on giving him love, giving him reassurance. I held him, I cuddled him. He purred, I purred, he purred. I was kissing him, I was holding him. He was letting me hold him and cuddle him. And I was reassuring him that going to the vet was not going to be a scary, horrible thing, and that he'd soon be home and it would all be fine. And it means that he can come with me when I travel. And so I'm hoping that the work I can do with him this week to reassure him that everything will be all right will be okay. Yes, Parry, drink fresh, clean water often with love and saying prayers while drinking the water. Bless your water. It is not silly. There is this there's the Japanese doctor, and I can't remember his name, who's seen that with water, if you put positive vibes into it, it produces positive atoms and crystals. If you put negative vibes into a glass of water, it's all jagged and black and dark. So here I am with my lovely cup of cold now ginger tea. So I'm just going to sort of bless it and say, make me feel well and warm and help me in my own inner healing and my immune system. Beautiful, lovely. Yes, I know. No, they don't do house calls, unfortunately. So unfortunately, and also, I don't know, but no, they don't do house calls. We don't actually have many vets in Gozo. They are overrun. They are absolutely, because there are so many stray cats, stray dogs. There's a lot of people have pet rabbits here. We have every animal under the sun in Gozo, and the vets, we've got about 4 main vets. That's it, for a population of nearly, well, probably 40,000 people. So it's just not enough. So unfortunately, they don't do house calls. It's just the way it is. But I want to move on to January the 2nd, because time is marching on. And January the 2nd, and just to remind you, I'm not going to be doing my live month ahead on New Year's Day, because I'm actually going to be doing a live with Sarah on our other channel, Channeling by Penny and Sarah. We're going to do a live Q&A on the 1st of January it's an hour later than this one was. So that's going to be on January the 1st, and that's to talk about everything and anything to do with Blue Man and the blue light star beings and the orbs and the UAPs and the UFOs, the temples of Mortar and Gozo. We're actually going to go to Gajantia in Gozo tomorrow and see if we can actually do a short video for the channel and pick up I've just had some blue lights appearing in front of me as I speak. It's just extraordinary when that happens. It's like it's reassuring me, it's telling me, it's confirming that is what is going to happen. And so we're doing that. So I'm actually going to do my live month ahead for January, overview for January, on January the 2nd. And on January the 2nd, it'll be at 6 o'clock, the usual time, and at Central European time, so the same time that this one started. And Mars is trining the North Node. Now, remember, the North Node is about our karma. It's about our destiny, and it's still in Aries. And this is a trine. Now, what's interesting, of course, is Mars is retrograde. This is about something coming back into your life, even though it's the North Node, because it's sextiling the South Node, and it is bringing something back into your life that has yet to be resolved, that is being funneled through the energy of the 12th house. So it's being funneled through your own kind of psychic and psychological system to be rebirthed and reborn. Now, this is powerful, powerful energy. And it's actually to Shirley, your dog will be fine. That's the first thing I want to say, because that's what I'm picking up from this chart. Because the South Node is in the 6th house, which is the house of pets and small animals. So Mars is retrograde. There may have to be a little bit of intervention of some description, but your dog is going to be fine. And it'll be stressful, but it will be okay. And so that is my feeling from the astrology as it stands for January the 2nd. Yes, Parry, we have to count our blessings daily with exuberance and gratitude for all of the many different things that are beneficial and useful. And yes, Annabelle, isn't Sarah lovely? She is so shy about doing the channel. And we, as you know, are like chalk and cheese. But it's just such fun, and we're really enjoying it. And I think the video we did yesterday, I think she comes across, she won't watch them back. She absolutely refuses to watch them back. I watch them back, and I can see her growing and improving with each video. And last night she had more confidence, she was more assertive, she was more sat in her seat, and she was beautiful. She really is a lovely, lovely soul. She does sound, yes, Andy, she does sound amazing. She's so self-contained. She holds me down. She reins me in. She's a good foil for me. She guides me well. So let's move on from January the 2nd to the 3rd, because this is the real biggie of the week, and we are going to be feeling this energy all week, because this is Mars opposite Pluto. Now remember, I've done an Astro Bite, which is going to be up on midnight Central European time of the 3rd of January. So that means on the 2nd to the 3rd, it'll go up then. I haven't uploaded it yet. I'll upload it tomorrow, but I recorded it today. So Mars, as we know, is the god of action, energy, of war, of assertion, irritation, frustration. And it's in Leo, and it's retrograde. It's going back over old ground, but old ground that is about fixed energy, won't move. This is like the world leaders saying, I'm right, I'm right, I'm right. Nobody budging, nobody giving an inch. Pluto in Aquarius is kind of saying, well, it's an all or nothing situation. You have to, we have to back down from this stance of it's like when two wrestlers or two boxers do that staring match before a big fight, and they just go. And I believe the recent one, which I can't remember the two boxers involved, but they actually stared at each other for 11 and a half minutes, just staring. And this Mars and Pluto energy is a bit like that. It's like staring at your enemy, trying to stare them out, to show who is the most powerful, the most empowered, the most. And, this is such masculine energy. It's exhausting. And what I want to say is cool it. Rein this energy in, because it's going to be building all week. There's going to be a lot of hype around this week. There's going to be a lot of news channels going back and rehashing everything that's happened over the last year, giving it energy, putting a spin on it that may not be helpful for the collective. Put your own spin on things. Spin positively. Spin everything into a very kind of positive way forward, because the old ways are crumbling and breaking away. This event chart for Pluto opposite Mars, okay, which is at 7:21 in the morning of the 3rd of Jan universal time, okay? So it's on the ascendant and descendant. This is like saying, on the world stage, there is a wonderful opportunity for resolution. to sit down and communicate. Mercury is actually sextiling the moon. Mercury is going, hello, excuse me, can I just say something? Because actually, people, if you cool it, we could look at this in a really different way. We could really all sit down and just have a think about things and see if there isn't a better way, because it's 2025. Let's find a new way to go forward. And so there is that energy. And also the sun in Capricorn is sextiling Saturn. And so the sun is also, which is our heart and soul, the sun is also kind of saying, listen, slow down, because Saturn is going, whoa, 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 whoa. Don't get so overexcited. Slow down. Because if things are going to change in a positive way, if we are going to work with the wonderful astrological energy the cosmos is presenting to us this next year of 2025, we have to slow down. Saturn is still in Pisces. Saturn is still saying, get in touch with your feelings and put some structure into that which you cannot somehow get hold of. Try and get hold of it. Slow down. Think. Don't overthink. That Jupiter in Gemini. Overthinking. Still squaring Saturn in Pisces. So what I want to say is Friday, I think by Friday, whatever it is that the energy is building up to on the world stage will have unfolded. And I think that the next few days are key as to how it is going to affect various countries and leaders of countries, because the old order is changing. And this, if we remember back to November 2024, when we had the US elections, we had the same energy, but it was Cancer, Capricorn. Mars was in Cancer, Pluto was in Capricorn, so very different energy. And this is now Leo, Aquarius. And when these two meet for the final time in April, around the 26th, 27th, they will be in Aquarius and Leo, but they will bring the resolution to this whole situation. There will be resolutions in your personal lives. There will be aha moments. You will think, okay, this is what this has all been about. So finally, let's move on to the last day of the week, Saturday, the 4th of January, where we have the sun in Capricorn sextiling Saturn in Pisces. You know, this is quite an interesting way to end the week, because the sun, as I said, is our heart, our soul. You could almost say it's the most intelligent part of our whole physiological makeup. Not much we can do without it, is there? And I think this year, 2025, really is teaching us to respect our beating heart, to be kind to it, to respect the beating heart of our solar system, the sun, our star, our guiding light, our life giver. No wonder the ancients worshipped the sun. And this gentle sextile to Saturn in Pisces is as if it's paving the way for next week, for the week after, saying, if you just take things slowly, because remember, Saturn rules Capricorn. So the sun is making a sextile to the planet that rules the sign it's in. Saturn is about taking one's time. Don't rush into 2025 all, firing on all cylinders. You will exhaust yourself by day one. If you think about the way I have conducted this video, it's as if I've acted out the energy of this week. It's as if I've just it's become me. I've lived it. I've just acted it out, and I've now got to the Sun sextile Saturn, and just the vibration of the words are making me slow down and saying, "Slow down, Penny. Penny, slow down. We can get this all done. We don't have to do it all today." And I want to read what you watched the original Star Wars trilogy over Christmas with Carrie Fisher. Wrote Star Wars based on the hero's journey. Yes. May the force of good be with you. Parry, do things that you love and have a wonder-filled and gloriously enjoyable new year with peace of mind and heart. Janice, you've been living for peace in the world and in love since early 70s. We still have to work on it. We do. We really do. But we can do this. We can all do this. And I thought I would have a word for the week, which is almost like a word for the new year. And it is rejuvenation. I think we all need a bit of that at the moment in this betwixtmas time of year. But here are some quotes that emphasize rejuvenation, renewal, and the spirit starting fresh. Then we'll do our tarot. So the best way to renew your spirit is to embrace change and let go of what no longer serves you. That quote is unknown. Buddha said, each morning we are born again. What we do today is what matters most. That is so true. That is so true. And, in a sense, that reminds me of Reiki, because that's a little bit like a Reiki principle. Just for today, I will do what matters most for me today, because I am born again today. We are born again every day. Every moment we wake up, whether it's literally, physically, or spiritually and psychologically, we are awakening. Scott Fitzgerald said, and so with sunshine and the great bursts of leaves growing on the trees, just as things grow in fast movies, I had that familiar conviction that life was beginning over again with the summer. And life is beginning over again for us every single day. Robert H. Connolly said, take time to recharge your batteries. It's hard to see where you're going when your light is dim. I really took time out today, and it's just done me so much good. And I want to say that quickly, that I've read through some of your comments on both channels and responded to as many as I can, but there are some of you that I've still not reached. I will reach them. Give me time, but please, I respect and value every single like, heart, and comment you give me, and the channel I do with Sarah. They mean so much. They really do mean so much. So thank you. Also, a lot of you have sent me messages on the website, and you've sent me emails requesting sessions. Some of you, we're halfway through the process, and I haven't come back to you. I will. I haven't forgotten you. I just need a little bit of time to get my head around stuff and get some structure and order back into my life, which I will do, and it's coming. So Deborah Day said, renewal requires opening yourself up to new ways of thinking and feeling. Matshona Dilwayo said, spring is proof that there's beauty in new beginnings. And, you know, sometimes the greatest act of self-love is simply to pause, breathe, and allow your soul to find its way back to you. That was L.R. Nost. Let's have our tarot. Shall we have our tarot? And just the sound does get choppy every now and then. Yeah, I know. Nothing we can do about it. It's just technology. Once I'm back in the UK, I'm hoping it will improve a lot because I will get better Wi-Fi. But also there is a system which I've been told about, which is like a dongle, I think they're called, which goes direct to the satellite. And that may be the way to go, but I don't really want to set that up until I get back to the UK. So bear with me whilst I'm still on the little island of Gozo off Malta. And you know, we do pretty well here in Gozo. I mean, it is amazing because most of the time everything's fine. Right. Let's see what you're saying. Okay, so let's have our card of, oh, it's that one. Woo! The Chariot. Okay, so where are we going? We're going, I gotta get it to the right place. There we go. There we go. The Chariot. So the Chariot movement. Well, I think we are all in chariots raring to go. I think we are all chomping at the bit and really saying not walk on or trot on, but gallop. And of course, what I'm saying is actually a trot or a canter is enough. Okay? Don't go too fast as we go into the beginning of 2025, because this is challenging energy. Now, in this card, the Chariot, which is about movement, and it's the number 7, which of course is a lovely number of love and just a beautiful number. Anyone knows numerology out there, let me know the exact meaning of it, because I'm not up on my numerology. And also the Chariot, if you look at it, he's not rushing. He's taking his time. And he's also well balanced. If you look at the imagery of the Sphinx that is colored in white and the Sphinx that is colored in black, it is representing the duality again, the duality of life, the duality of the masculine and the feminine, because I think what happens is we get too much into one way of thinking and we get caught into thinking we have to be positive all the time. And I've often said this, and I've said it with Sarah on our channel, but I'm going to say it again because I think it's so important. Remember, you have a shadow. Remember the Chariot, if it goes too fast, it'll tip over. But the Chariot in general means this week is going to be full of excitement and movement. And there could be some very interesting bits of information that come to you this week. So I think that in all, this is a good symbol for us to have. So let me just have a look at your chat. Paris saying, pucker your lips as you exhale to breathe into your core. You're off to check on your mum. Okay. Happy New Year, Joycey. Great to see you. Listen, all of you, a good time to stop. I think we've reached our conclusion at 59 minutes and 40 seconds. So let's see if I can actually get this into the hour. Listen, somebody's got a birthday. Happy birthday. Everybody's got a birthday today or this week. have a very happy birthday. Happy New Year. Join us on New Year's Eve, me with Sarah, when we do our question and answer live chat show at 7 o'clock Central European time. That's an hour later than this show started. Join me on the 2nd when I will be doing the live January month ahead. And whoa, what a busy week. But we got the Chariot. Of course, it's the busy week. Listen, love you all loads. Take care. Yes, Parry, I agree. Just be kind. Be kind, be gentle, and give love, receive love, be love, and everything. Is it Andy's birthday? When's Andy's birthday? Andy. Oh, the first week of Andy, happy birthday. Oh, God. I have to remember your chart. I have to do you a solar return. I'll have to look at that. Not for the 18th. Oh, okay. Oh, gosh, I thought I'd missed it. Thank goodness for that. Okay, well, look, anyone who does have a birthday this week, a very happy birthday. Thank you for joining me tonight. Remember all the usual parameters, like, comment, subscribe. Thank you so much. Listen, thank you to all the new subscribers. There have been many of you, and I really appreciate and value that you're here. Remember to check out the overview for 2025 and each of your individual zodiac signs. It was a long project, and I really think you can gain a lot from watching it. So on that note, thank you all. I find it so hard to let go and say goodbye, but I'm going to do it. I do love you. Loads of love. I'm going to see you very soon. Take care. Love you loads. Bye for now. Bye, guys. Bye, guys.